Do you know what, Rory? It
Yeah,
doesn't matter if I can't spell apocalypse. It's not like it's the end of the world.
that's such a good one. Or is it a terrible one?
Or is it terrible?
How do
Who
you spell
knows?
apocalypse?
Good morning, listeners. Happy Easter, or happy Easter Monday, I guess. Welcome along to That's Class. Fantastic Monday morning podcast hosted by your two favourite glassholes that are currently full of chocolate and Easter eggs. Are now having to get rid of all the packaging. One of those being myself, Duncan, and the other one being Rory. Hi, Rory. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm also, yes, very, very full of chocolate. And
Chocolate. So don't poke me. I'm full of chocolate.
full of chocolate. And I think I've worked up an appetite enough to eat all the chocolate that I've eaten.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I went on a very, very, very long walk today.
Oh,
It was
nice.
glorious. How was the weather in Scotland?
It started off like quite bright and sunny, but windy, like really windy, and then it has just got more and more miserable as the day has gone on, and now it's just like absolutely like hurricane level winds outside. No
Really?
rain, just it's just miserable.
Oh my
It's just
God.
it's like it went put suntan cream on yesterday, and now autumn's arrived.
Shit.
Yay!
Well, we had a glorious day as well. I think it was like 14 degrees down here,
Very nice,
and went down to Land's End and went
very
for
nice.
like a 6 mile walk or something,
Oof,
which was
very nice.
along the coastal path, which is lovely. And then sat on the beach, and then Lucy went for a swim, which I did not participate in because I'm not mental.
I'm not mental. I mean, we went to the beach yesterday, and it was really nice. It was actually a really nice day, and everyone was really calm. And then you compare that to the scenes in the meadows in Edinburgh, where it was just like open warfare
Really? What
between
happened?
just gangs of youths fighting each other.
Really?
I'll send you the video on Twitter. Yeah, the Twitter video. Yeah,
Oh my
some guy
God.
like just throws a bottle at a police officer, and it just kicks off.
Fuck.
It's a guy that
That's
looks like
insane.
Sideshow Bob. It's a guy that looks like Sideshow Bob just throwing hands as well.
Wow. And then did you just go to Portobello or something?
Yeah, we just went to Portobello Beach.
Nice. And it was pretty
Yeah.
chilled.
It was really chilly. We left there at like sort of eight, half eight, 9 at night, and
Yeah.
everyone was just had fire pits on the beach. I don't know if that's allowed, but everyone had fire
Mm,
pits on the beach.
I think it's allowed unless you like leave it lit.
Leave it on fire. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
But,
Take all your
uh,
rubbish home, please.
yeah, everyone took all the
There's been
rubbish
a
home, and like the photos of the meadows this morning, it's like a complete dump.
oh they showed something on Twitter a couple days ago. I can't remember what it was, Bristol maybe. And it was like Friday of Easter, and there was just litter everywhere. And it's like, take your shit home.
You should have said it was literally everywhere.
Literally everywhere.
Yeah,
But it's such a shame, really, because there's also a beach down here in Newquay called Fistral, which is like the main beach, and it's just it was like there's been a lot of people picking up litter over the Easter weekend, and it's just
okay.
atrocious the amount of people that are like leaving empty cans of beer and like crates of beer and bottles and crisps and
Yeah,
just lots of rubbish, and it's just especially
not
for
cool.
down here where everyone is so like environmentally aware.
Yeah, yeah, very green.
Very
That part of
green
the
down
world.
here. Everyone's very green down here. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Oh well,
it's
that's
it's not.
it's no, it's sad. It's sad, but we're here to let's not talk about sad things. Let's talk about all the things that are fun.
We're here to talk about
Uh,
happy
just a
things.
quick happy things. That's us. Things that we find class. As you well know, you may be listening on wherever you get your podcasts because we are lucky to be able to put this podcast on most of the streaming sites that are available: Spotify, iTunes. It's on YouTube as well on a Wednesday if you want to put faces to the names, and then regret. And then obviously, if you do like it, if there's a like button, like it. If there's a subscribe button, subscribe to it. Just click everything on the screen. Wherever you
Click it.
just click it. Just click it. Do you think you might want to, if it's a big red button, just click it.
See what
Click it.
happens.
See what happens. Yeah, 5 stars. If there's a review, 5 stars minimum. That's all we ask. So apart from that, you had a good week, Rory. Anything fun to report?
Anything fun to report? Not
Anything?
really.
Not really.
Anything fun to report? Fun.
I'll tell
Oh,
you a funny story. Go on.
Lucy. Eddie will love this that I'm mentioning Lucy again.
Yeah, see, that's the middle square on the bingo card.
He messaged me over the week to be like, I've just listened to the pod and you've not messaged Lucy. Is everything okay? So yeah, Lucy's she bought herself a van and we're gonna convert
You
it over
said
the
that,
summer
yeah.
into a camper. So that'd be
Ooh,
pretty cool.
that'll be a project.
A Fiat Ducato,
All right, okay.
which I keep saying is pretty cool because it's one letter off Ducati, which is a pretty sweet motorbike.
You gotta change. Take the letters off and rearrange it.
Take the O off and replace it with an I.
Right, okay.
So that's probably the most fun that's happened this week for me.
That's fun. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. You build a little studio space in it.
Yeah,
Soundproof it.
maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll do the pod from the van at one point whenever
Yeah.
I'm being a
Innit?
digital nomad or whatever.
Digital nomad. Well, the only fun thing that really happened to me today was that finally got a lawnmower for the house and went outside and we tried plugged it all in. It's a battery one, so we wait for battery charge. Took it
Oh, yeah.
outside and we decided to cut a bit of the garden or a bit of grass because someone's going to come and do the first cut anyway that we know. That side decided to test the lawnmower, so I cut over some long sort of blades of grass at the back of the garden, and I cut it and then I stopped the lawnmower and I was like, Kat says, "Well, that's definitely wild garlic." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I smell, and basically I cut where I'd cut. All you could smell in the air was garlic.
So you have a garlic patch now. You're growing
It's
your own garlic.
literally we're not growing it. It's wild garlic. It literally is about a good meter by 1 meter by 3 meters.
And can you dig
grass.
that up and like use it?
You could theoretically dig it up and use it, but there's a lot of like cats and foxes and stuff that walk through that garden, and I'm not sure you maybe want to.
You could wash it. Be all
You
right.
could wash it, but yeah, it's really funny because I can basically run the lawnmower over this bit of grass, and all of a sudden I'm like, God, it smells like an Italian restaurant in here.
That's amazing.
That's like, what's going on?
You're the best smelling garden in all of Edinburgh.
Like, just pulled up some roots, and it's just baby wild garlic on the end of the roots. You're like, what the hell?
What a revelation.
That was a revelation today. That was not something I was expecting.
So other good news from this week. Godzilla vs Kong came out.
It did
for us in the UK.
That was fun.
It was fun.
Film.
Do you want to talk about it now?
Let's talk about it. What did you think of it? I thought it was. First of all, let's address the price of it. I understand some people that say it's too. Like, I can understand why it would seem a bit steep at £16. I definitely get that. I could see they probably could have made it a bit lower, but the flip side of that debate is they're not going to get as much money from the cinema in some parts of the world because they're not open. So you're going to have to make that price fair to recover some of that cost. Especially if people want more MonsterVerse films, then you're going to have to pay that money. For me in particular, for myself and my better half, it's going to cost us £5 a ticket plus £3 bus fare to go into town and come back.
Yeah.
To watch at the cinema, so that's £8 each. It's £16 for 4K UHD on telly. So I was like, all right, okay. So it's not price wise, it worked out kind of for us.
Yeah.
I watched it. I think with that, if you're watching any of these Premier Access things, if your setup isn't good, then you're going to. That's definitely going to put you down the road of not wanting to watch it.
So, like, if you have a not so great TV or not so great sound system.
Yeah, I think very lucky that I'm very lucky in that we watched it on a 4K telly with a new soundbar, so it's looked and sounded fantastic. Nice. And it looked exactly probably like it would just a slightly smaller scale cinema screen, and I could pause it to go to the bathroom, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
So that worked really well. So I can understand people not liking the price, but I guess it is. If you want to watch it, it is what it is.
Has that been a big thing over the internet about the price of paying for it?
I don't know if it's a big thing. I'm just thinking that it's just something people might want to hear about, and that I definitely think it's worth it. If you've got a family of 4, or both two two people want to watch it, or a household of like 2, 3. Depends how much you want to watch it, really.
Yeah. I
But
mean, in
anyway,
my opinion, if it wasn't for this pod, I would not have paid it.
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
The movie, obviously, the movie, like I'm. It appeals to me. It's something I want to see, but it's also, if I wasn't doing the pod, I'd be happy enough to wait for it to be free
That's fair enough.
on
That's
streaming or something.
understandable.
Yeah.
It's a bit like watching, like I'm thinking, like like for example, the Black Widow film, right?
Yeah.
If for whatever reason the cinemas aren't open, I don't know if I'd pay Premier Access for that
No, on
because I
Disney
know it's just
Plus.
I could either catch it in the cinema or it'll be on Disney Plus by Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Uh,
that happened with me in Mulan. I was like, oh, it's premium access. I don't
it's
really
not.
want to see
Yeah,
it. So I waited until it was free, and then I was glad I waited.
yeah, exactly. I think there'll be a lot like that where you, and then hopefully they release some of them in the cinema again. Because I think Kong versus Godzilla is one of these things. If it was a rubbish day and it was on, say when the cinemas open,
Yeah.
part of me would be like, screw it, be a laugh.
Yeah, let's just go to the cinema.
On the big screen. On the big screen, yeah. So anyway, the film itself.
Yes.
What just absolutely bonkers and just great fun, and it didn't detract. Like I got what I wanted from it, which was I wanted to see a giant monkey punch a giant lizard in the face.
Yeah.
And by God, did they have a good old fashioned, like as JR would say, a slobber knocker of a fight. Completely the aircraft fight, the aircraft carrier fight is brilliant. Also, spoilers because this will deviate from the trailer, but like the whole boat scene,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
The Hong Kong fight with the neon, pretty cool. And then the final fight with like obviously the giant Mecha Godzilla, just
Which
brilliant.
you called it.
Yeah,
you called that last week.
Sure, yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure that's Mecha Godzilla. I can't see it going any other way. Now, yeah, the opposite side of this is
it's a terrible movie.
it's not a terrible movie. It's the other side of this is that they're so damn like there's more potholes than Swiss cheese. It's more holes than Swiss cheese.
I never even thought about the potholes. I just thought about plot holes. Even I just thought about why is this happening?
Why are they doing that? No, don't ask questions. Just watch monkey punch lizard.
Yes, exactly.
Watch monkey fight lizard. That's all it is. There's a bit where there's a couple of great bits. The one is when Godzilla puts his nuclear fires down in Hong Kong.
Oh yeah.
And it comes out exactly in the center of where Kong's standing in the Hollow Earth, and you're like,
convenience.
Convenient, yeah. And then he climbs back up that hole to go fuck him up. And then it was like, what was the other ones that were funny? Like they managed to sneak around like the secret facility, and yet there's not a single camera.
Yeah.
Or by a lot. But the one door she does lock, inside the giant skull, is the locks are labeled 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it says lock 1, lock 2, lock 3, and then it says a big lock in the middle. I laughed at that as well. Yeah, I thought that was very good.
Yeah, it's good in the way that the humans they don't try and over dramatize the humans, and really the humans had absolutely no point really being there, except the Kong, the little girl with Kong.
Oh yeah,
I quite
like that.
I thought that was okay. Yeah, I thought that was okay. If they spent more time actually exploring what happened to Skull Island instead of this whole drama with Millie Bobby Brown, she raked in a paycheck for that. I have no idea why. Same with Kyle Chandler, and the same with Lance Reddick. Like Lance Reddick has one line, and he's in the credits. He's in the title credits.
Who's Lance Reddick?
He is the black guy that is the director of the agency in Hong Kong. Kyle Chandler's character arrives in Hong Kong, and he's like, "I've set it up to evacuate the area," and that's all he says.
Oh my god! I don't.
And he's
like,
in the
this
credits.
Is the thing. This is the thing that I hate. Like, not hated, but this is why I had a problem with this movie. Was you came in to see monkey fight big lizard, right?
Yep.
And they did that really, really well.
Yep.
However, if they had made that a movie, it would be a half-an-hour movie. You know, they obviously, it seems as though they made the fight scenes and then thought, right, now we need to pack this on either side and have some sort of story. So they brought in all these humans that I could, other than Bernie, I could not tell you their names. Bernie was the podcast guy.
Yeah.
And
I hated his character so much.
I
He's
know, and he's
pointless.
such a good actor. He's really good
Yeah,
in Atlanta.
yeah. But really, he was good. I just don't like the cat. I don't like that whole side story. Then you've
Yeah.
got the kid from Deadpool too.
Oh yeah, the guy from Hunt for the Wilder People, the Kiwi kid.
Yeah, he's also
Yeah.
in Christmas Chronicles 2 as well.
Oh, I mean,
Guess around that boy.
oh, like the whole human stuff, I could not care less about. And every time
No,
it happened, I was like, right, let's get back to the lizard fighting the monkey. Sorry, ape. Let's
yeah.
get that right.
Oh, so yeah, he's a giant. He's a
But
giant ape,
then,
giant
but then
gorilla.
also, although it progressed the plot of the fight and the bit of the lore, I guess, was like Kong's little side quest to find his home.
Yeah,
But
that's
then it became,
cool.
but then it became a
Yeah,
journey of the center of the earth type movie.
it did very quickly. Also, where did they get like if you watch Godzilla 2014,
Oh,
right?
are you talking about the tech right now?
Yeah, yeah.
You're
So
about to
hear me
talk
out.
about the 2014 tech that was just regular R tech, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
they're in 2121.
So if you watch the first Godzilla film,
Yeah,
there's a sense of scale, there's a sense of drama, there's a sense of they have no idea what they're dealing with. Even though Monarch's been around for years, but Monarch don't really seem to be that well funded, right?
right.
They have a
Yeah,
few bases, but they're and then you get to like and then so Monarch are kind of like the shady industrial organization. They're tracking the Titans, but you don't really see them or you don't know who they work for, whatever. Brilliant.
is this what
Kong
Apex
Skull
is?
Island as well. Brilliant. And it's really good. Godzilla 2014 is probably still the best one. In terms of like just this, like the scene where they jump out the airplane and they
Yeah,
skydive and they come through the clouds and then it's just they going past Godzilla
yeah,
with the red flares. That's cool. That is great cinematography. It's a great film.
yeah.
Uh, and then, which is funny because also the guy that directed Rogue One, which is one of the best
One of the best Star Wars
one
movies
of the
right
best Star
now.
Wars films.
Yeah,
So, and it's really well shot as well. So you're like, all
yeah.
right, okay, maybe we're onto something with this guy. Uh, so did that. Then there was King of the Monsters, which kind of had that, but
Mm,
it was good. Wasn't
yeah,
brilliant,
wasn't
but
the best.
the tech Monarch had a few more high tech toys in that,
Yes,
like the plane and the
yeah,
submarine. But you're kind of like, okay, I can buy that. Godzilla's been around. They've got some more funding. They've built themselves a plane. They've built themselves a custom plane. They've built themselves a giant submarine. Okay,
yeah,
I can understand those two, right? Then you get Kong Skull Island, which is in the 70s, so that's fine. All that works. All that
yeah.
checks out. And then you get to this film, and all of a sudden it's we're in a Total Recall.
Oh my God, they've got tech that one can make a mecha Godzilla,
Yep.
and also go into the center of the earth that you don't quite know is a thing yet, and they use some sort of like magnetic propulsion instead
Yes.
of instead of gas.
Yeah, magnetic propulsion. These spaceships that look like something out of Star Trek that can. And then when you go down to Hollow Earth, I'm like, Christ, this is going to be a lot. I genuinely watch it thinking, I was like, this is going to be a long trip. And then they go over the edge, and then there's just a black hole, and then you
Yeah.
just get shot through this black hole. And it's like light speed, and then all of a sudden they're in the center of the Earth, and you're like, hmm,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, it is what it is, and it was cool. Don't
Yeah.
get me
That's
wrong.
fine.
It was like it was cool, but you're kind of sitting there and you're like, yeah, but what? And then you're like, no, don't worry. There's Cog's already battering something by this point. You're like, all right, okay, this is cool. Like
Yeah.
back on track.
Yeah. He like finds those like Mothra things that weren't Mothra.
Yeah, they were like flying stingrays or something like that.
They had
they're
like a snake face
yeah,
because it was
they're
like
like half
wrapping around him
snake,
at one
like
point.
yeah, wrapping around and then tries to suffocate him with its wing. And I
Yeah.
was like, that's pretty cool.
It's a
Like that
cool
was kind
idea.
of cool. Like, all the monsters, like it's the same with Kong Skull Island. All the monsters are really cool. All the
Y-
monster designs for all these films have been great. It's just the tech for this one to enable the, like you say, they wanted Kong to fight Godzilla. They also wanted to explore Hollow Earth. Well, we're going to have to put us into 2049.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like I guess it gave you a little bit more lore behind where they came from. But at the
Yeah,
same
but
time, I really couldn't care less. And they killed off, I guess, was it the Apex guy's daughter who was like a bad guy because she just
yeah,
was? and then she
She just
died.
was. But you knew she was going to die. Like, it was pretty obvious. She
And
was,
it
had
was
that Indiana Jones villain vibe.
yeah, it was that classic like we can't do it now because this is happening, and she's like, no, we're here to extract
Yeah.
materials and things,
Also,
and it's like,
right,
God, you're such a generic bad
I'll
guy.
give you a better one, right? So I was thinking about this again. They spend the little robot out to get the sample, right? They pick up the sample, right? So they pick up the sample, and immediately they go, "We need the sample to power the Mecha Godzilla," right?
Yeah,
But all they do is send the information about the sample back, and then they
yeah,
power Mecha Godzilla.
yeah.
The actual element doesn't mean like, do they just replicate it straight away?
Also, why did they need a small weird spider robot to do it when there was like the spider robot like came alive, walked about 5
Yeah,
yards, and
picked it
then
up.
started drilling?
Yeah,
And I was like, why didn't someone just kneel down and drill? And
yeah.
then you've some things were
And
irrelevant.
then because obviously they only sent the data back, and then they managed to replicate it within seconds, and then power Mecha Godzilla. Also note the Wi-Fi from Hollow Earth is really good. Like, there's
Clearly,
better connection down there than some people's houses here.
yeah, better than I've got no signal here. How have they got it in the
Signal in the
middle of
Hollow
the
Earth is
earth?
really good.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was a bit mad as well, and you're just kind of like, okay, right, that's fun. And then next thing you know, like Kong's just like, what's brilliant is Godzilla looks down the hole, screams at King Kong. King Kong's like, right, I'm gonna
I'm
get you,
coming for
right?
you. Yeah.
I'm coming for you. But he hears him all the way down there.
Yeah, he's so yeah,
And
exactly.
you're
And
like, is
then
there a black? Also, he climbs back up, but I don't know if there was a black hole on the way back up.
I think no, I don't know if he climbs back up. Does he not
He does. He comes out the
jump?
hole. Oh yeah, but even if he climbs or jumps, how's
But
he
like
gonna like?
it's like the whole gravity thing
I
switches.
suppose, yeah,
Maybe. I don't know, it's
maybe,
ridiculous.
maybe that would make sense. Yeah, I
um
suppose.
but it was at this point in time where Lucy came down because she did not watch it with me. uh, she came down and was like, "Are you enjoying it?" And I was like, "This movie is ridiculous." And then she asked what had happened, and I was like, "Well,
I
we
can't
found out
even
where
tell you.
Kong's from. Godzilla's now in Hong Kong, beating shit up. There's now a Mecha Godzilla, and they've called him Mecha Godzilla, which is great. Even the guy that like owns it, like calls it
Yeah.
Mecha Godzilla, as well as the Kiwi kid."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "So they're going to fight in Hong Kong, and then I imagine Kong and Godzilla are probably going to team up and kill the robot, and then they'll have a truce." And
Yeah.
it's exactly like it's so predictable. It
Yeah.
was
Oh, it's
good.
so
The
predictable.
fights were great. All 3 rounds of the fights, I think they only really had 3 big ones.
There was a 3 round.
Yeah, were really really good. It was the CGI in this was insane.
Yeah, CGI was good.
I kept looking at Kong and being like the lighting and the fur
Yeah.
and man, this thing looks incredible. I was a bit disappointed with Godzilla's face. They made him more animated in terms of how he
Yes.
felt. And I'm
Yeah.
like, Kong makes sense because he's a gorilla and like
Yeah.
we associate
Yeah,
ourselves as a
he's got
species,
human-like
you
features.
know?
Yeah.
But like a lizard doesn't really go, I'm angry, I'm smiling,
Yeah.
I'm giving you a rock eyebrow.
Yeah.
And I thought that kind of took me out a little bit, like, oh, okay, this is a movie. and
Yeah.
and then and then the whole fight happened. I thought the fight was class. The last fight when Kong
Yeah. Last fight's
actually,
brilliant. Yeah.
in terms of like, I was Team Kong going into this, but he got his ass handed to him a lot.
Well, I think what has to be given credit to the director and the choreographers and cinematographers who did that, because everyone immediately goes, "Well, he's got atomic breath, so sure he's just going to set him on fire." But he does very well to. They did very well to make it appear that every time he tried to charge himself up to nuke him,
He like hit
something
him.
happened.
Yeah,
You like
yeah.
managed, and like when he sticks the stick down his
You
throat.
put it down his throat. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like stab it.
that
No.
was really good.
It's good. He does the lethal weapon, like sets the shoulder and then turns, and like
Yeah,
the camera pans in, and he kind of like does the whole Henry Cavill from Mission Impossible, like
he does like the
reloading the
chick chick.
fists.
Yeah,
Like he reloads his fist, and he's just like, "I didn't hear no bell."
I'm waiting for the meme of like a shotgun being cocked when he goes like that, and he goes, "Let's fucking go." It was good.
Yeah.
It was a fun movie. It was a movie about a lizard fighting a monkey. It succeeded in that. I had fun with it. I will never watch this movie again.
I have to say, it is class. If you want to see two monsters just fight, like, it's funny. I was watching the UFC heavyweight fight last week. Was sponsored by Godzilla vs Kong, and I was like, "This is exactly the same." Like, of
It's the
course, it
same
had
idea,
to
yeah.
be. It's just the same idea of people have been watching heavyweight boxing for years. If you want to watch two massive creatures,
Yeah.
two massive people, two massive heavyweight MMA fighters, boxers, the judo and the Olympics, like the boxing. The same with the WWE when you've got two fucking like John Cena types. You're like, all right, okay, here we go. This is gonna be
Yeah.
mad.
Absolutely.
It's it's the same spectacle we've been watching for years.
Yeah.
But yeah, just if you want to see two titans go at it, watch Kong versus
If you
Godzilla.
wanna have fun seeing two monsters fight, not really care
Monsters
about the
fight.
human element, but the human element kind of moves the fights to different locations. I genuinely forgot that the guy that played Millie Bobby Brown's dad was in the movie.
Kyle
And then he
Chandler,
showed up at the
Friday Night
end.
Lights himself.
And showed up at the end. And she went, "Dad," and he went,
Madison,
whatever her name is,
Emma, Madison. Yeah,
Like, they're so forgettable as characters, but
she had
it
no
wasn't
need
about the
being there. We
characters.
could just track the girl with the sign language, and that would have been absolutely fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would have done.
That
Also,
was the one story I actually enjoyed.
they probably spent 500 grand on Stellan Alexander Skarsgård.
Skarsgård, yeah.
Skarsgård, and you could have got Joel McHale for probably a third of that. Not even that.
Yeah, people watch it and go,
And-
"That's that hot guy from True Blood."
Yeah. Or people would watch Joel McHale play it, and they go, "Oh, that's the guy from Community. Oh, he's got like at least the only scene Skarsgård actually has. He's got no there's just no emotion. You genuinely could have. You'd been better off having a comedy actor play that character.
A little bit of comic relief, yeah. That would have
Yeah.
been good.
Because I think, like I said, I watched it, and when Kat and I watched it, we thought Joel McHale would have been way better as the professor guy when he comes out the aircraft carrier, and he's like looking at Colin, and he's like, "All right, okay."
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's
He's
actually a
just
really good
been
shout.
Better I think better casting would have helped it, and
Yeah.
just so much. Like I said, we've put more thought into the plot in this podcast than the writers did for this film.
Yeah, well, probably, yeah.
I think you could probably fix most of it in half an hour. Like,
Agreed.
you just need to.
I liked this. Is the other thing though. Saying that the timing of the movie was great. You know, you're in and out.
2
They go
hours.
straight to the point. It was just under 2 hours, I think, or just over 2 hours. It was fine. Like it
it's
went
an hour
by.
53. Yeah,
It went by so quickly.
yeah. I hope that makes money. I hope it makes money. And I hope we get.
I think last I
Something.
checked, it had made like worldwide like 100 and something million, which is actually quite
fine.
good considering it's box office as well as streams, I think.
I think they'd be better off making. I don't know what you do now. I guess you have to do some sort of like, bring back some of the other Titans from like the old films.
Yeah, I mean, what other monsters are there?
There's quite a few.
there?
Yeah, there's quite a few. I can't remember half of them off the top of my head, but
That's okay. Shall we?
There's
We'll give this a review, shall we? Our first ever review ranking.
It's class. It's
You think it's class?
It is
So,
class.
for
You
the-
can't not. It's a giant lizard punching a giant gorilla in the face, and all they advertised it as was a giant gorilla punching a lizard in the face. I got what I paid for.
That's true.
And it looked spectacular. It sounded spectacular. The plot is completely nonsensical, but I wasn't watching it for the storyline.
You think it's
I'm giving it
class?
a class. I'm
Cool.
giving it class just because it's bonkers.
So for the listeners, we've come up with a 3-scale review. So usually it's, people give it 1 to 10, 1 to 5, blah blah blah. We're gonna go worst case scenario. This movie is ass.
Ass,
Okay.
fine or class.
Fine it's fine. It's a movie. And then top ranking is This Is Class, obviously,
This is
because
class.
our podcast is called That's Class. I am going to give this a fine.
Fine.
Because the fighting was class. The movie as a whole was fine. I would 100% be happy for a half an hour version of just watching the 3 rounds of a fight, which probably they will make a YouTube video of very soon.
Yeah,
So,
you could just instead of filming all the human elements next time, just bring all some of the other monsters in from the monsterverse that you can have,
yeah.
and then basically have a tournament bracket. We can have it like the actual UFC and just watch like 2 hours of like half-hour clips of fights ending early.
Yeah. If you watch that, then yes, it's class.
Yeah.
But for me, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. All right, fair enough.
So if you guys enjoyed the movie, let us know.
If
Write
you've
to
seen
us,
it,
see if
let
you
us know.
thought it was ass, fine, or class. It'd be fun to get into the discussion about that. Moving on from Kong versus Godzilla.
What else we watched this week?
Quick
Falcon and the
recap
Winter
of
Soldier?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet,
You've not
but
seen it yet.
okay, is it a good episode? Is it an ass episode? Fine episode? Class episode?
It's a fine episode, and like there was some good fight scenes. There's more. It's more lore building, I think, more background, sort of setting things up a bit more. So it was probably the slowest one so far.
Okay, that's interesting because we're halfway through.
Yeah, we are. Is there only 6 episodes?
There's only 6 episodes.
Okay,
but they're 50 minutes long. So
they started off. There wasn't much Captain America in it, although the scene with Captain America in it, he goes to try and find Zemo, who's in a German prison.
Yeah,
but Zemo's been broken out of prison. Spoilers by Bucky.
Shock.
Bucky breaks him out because they need him, because he knows where these super soldier serums are, or who's using them. And Cap goes to try and find Zemo, and he's been broken out. And Walker has like a full-on breakdown and like grabs a dude, throws him against the wall, and says, "Don't you know who I am?" And I'm like, "Oh, Steve would never do that."
But that's like his character is that he's supposed to be like, he's not perfect, but he's just trying to do his job.
Yeah. He's a bit of a hothead. I can see him going a bit evil.
Maybe. I think he's just one of these guys that's like a proper anti-hero type.
Yeah.
And he's clearly like an all-American like patriot, but I think he's going to be like just a major pain in the ass. But that's interesting. I worry about it. I don't know if it's going to. I don't know. We've talked about this before. I don't know if we're going to stick the landing on this one.
I don't know either.
I don't know. To think
we got Zemo.
They're wasting a lot of time.
Zemo got his comic book costume with his purple mask, which is pretty cool. We met up with the chick that was Peggy's granddaughter that Steve also pegged.
Yeah.
I think, didn't he?
It's like she's called Peggy Carter.
Thank you. I'm here all night.
Sharon, I think her name is.
Yes, Peggy's granddaughter is called Sharon. So Sharon turns up. She's been on the run ever since Winter Soldier or Civil War when they stole the shield.
Oh yeah.
So she's still been on the run apparently, but Falcon and Bucky could come back because they're Avengers.
Right. Okay.
She's still.
I feel like she got a real short end of the stick there.
She did, yeah. But she's like, I feel like she might become a superhero because she seems really, really good at taking care of herself. And from some of the fight scenes, she's pretty badass.
She was pretty badass in like Civil War, if I remember correctly.
But I can't remember.
She goes toe to toe with like brainwashed Bucky or whatever.
Oh yeah.
For a bit.
And then what else happened?
Don't spoil it too much.
That's about it, really. They found the guy who had the serum, and they were like, "Why are you doing this?" And then you found a little bit more background about the hand people.
Right, okay.
That was about it. It was a fine episode. I'm didn't get me pumped for the next episode, but I'll watch it anyway, and hopefully that'll get me pumped up.
Yeah, like I said,
There was no hype
I'm worried they're
moment.
wasting a lot of time here.
There was not a lot of like,
Uh,
oh, let's get hyped, let's go. It was more like,
yeah,
okay, cool.
it's pretty like. I just worry that I just think look at the Winter Soldier story. I think this would be such a great Winter Soldier show.
Yeah, 100%. So
Uh,
yeah, that's my opinion on that. You've not seen it, so
I haven't seen it. Can't.
we
tell
can
you
move
anything.
on.
We can move on. So Rory, it's Sunday. It's like Christmas Day, but for chocolate.
Yes.
So Rory,
Before we go into it, I just want to say off the top, it is Sunday. It's also the 4th of April, and I want to give just a little shout out to my brother. He's all the way over in Melbourne, Australia. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday, Jamie.
Happy birthday, Jamie.
Big happy birthday, Jim. I hope you had a super day and that you're listening to this on the 5th of April because this is how quickly we do a turnaround of an episode.
Yeah, see? Work ethic. This work ethic's real over this part of the world.
100%. So, sorry to disrupt you there. What are you going to ask?
I was going to ask you, what kind of Easter eggs did you get? Did you have any good ones?
Well, for the listeners, this is quite bad, but for YouTube watchers, I'm about to show everyone my Easter eggs.
Right. Oh, show and tell. Show and tell. This is the part that's going to be like dead silence if I don't say something. So if you're not,
have you got yours?
If you're not watching on YouTube right now, we are just looking at Rory's kitchen. Quite nice. Gas stove. Okay. He's got 3 fans in his extractor fan above his cooker. That's pretty posh. Oh, he's back.
Okay, and with the magic of editing,
I hope you don't edit that out because I was talking the entire time.
We could leave that in. That'd be funny.
I was reviewing your kitchen.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'll leave that.
You're such a posh boy with your 3 fan extractor fan.
Yeah, and my lights that hang from the ceiling.
Your lights that hang from the ceiling.
Stay
yes,
in the
very
ceiling.
Industrial.
To be fair, the cooker behind me looks really cool, but it's really, really bad. So like, you've got the gas cooker that
the
you
listeners
put on.
didn't know that, Rory. The listeners didn't know that until you said it.
You got the gas cooker that you put on, and then usually you can like adjust the power or like the height of the fire, and like you turn this thing, and up until you get to the end, it'll go, oh, and then it's just off. There's no medium heat.
Just filling with gas.
It's just hot heat or like little heat. But yeah, anyway, Easter eggs. I shall display one that my mother sent me. I'm almost 30, but my mum still sends me Easter eggs. There's this one, which is a Thornton's Easter egg. That is
nice.
Personalized with my name.
Oh, that's quality merch right there.
That is pure quality merch right there.
That's posh. That's top drawer.
And Thornton's, I know, very, very good chocolate. I can see some buttons at the bottom of the packet.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to getting tucked in.
Is there anything else in that box? It seems like a hell of a lot of the.
So it's like a medium-sized egg, and then there's like a pack of maybe 20 buttons.
Okay.
It looks pretty good. I can't wait to get into it.
Nice.
And
that'll last all of half an hour.
Yeah, I know. My second one is a slightly bigger egg, and it's your boys from Austria.
Lindor.
Oh no,
it'd be
Swiss,
nice if the egg was actually
if
the egg was actually just a giant Lindor.
Dude, if the egg had that like melted Lindor,
yeah, the melted filling.
Fuck a duck, that would be so good.
What else is in that? Has it got mini Lindor in it?
It's got they've got like a varying colors of lint now.
Yeah, usually usually there's hazelnut ones.
There's a black one, there's a gold one, a red one, and a blue one.
Okay, I think the blue one's like
white chocolate, maybe.
Yes, I think. There was a lint. Have you ever been to a lint shop?
I've not, but apparently it's incredible.
It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. Obviously, it's just Lindor, but like there's bucketfuls of Lindor. It's every like make of Lindor under the sun.
Yeah.
You could there's like all the ones you never see in the shops.
That's awesome.
And like random
they only make
strawberry
it in
cheesecake
store
flavor and stuff like that. Yeah, they're only available, and you can like fill like a bucket full, uh, of like 30. You can take like 30 for like 15 quid or something.
That's amazing.
Yeah, in like a box. You can just take as many as you want
What
of each type.
what Easter eggs did you get this year?
All right, magic of editing. You can talk about where I'm sitting if you want. And
Yes.
I'll go get my
So while
two, and
Duncan
then we can
goes and
talk about
gets
Good Strike.
his egg, I will talk about the background of his room, which is he has a shelf of many toys. These toys include the Mandalorian, the chick from the Mandalorian that I can't remember her name. He has a picture of BB-8 on the wall, and there is a lightsaber. I think it's blue, but it's inside the hilt. You know those flicky lightsabers that you have to flick to get the light out. I don't know what color it is, but it looks blue.
So that one.
Yeah.
That one's green.
Oh, it's green.
That one's green. That one's.
I
blue.
can't see the top shelf.
There's one up there. It's blue.
Duncan's back.
Duncan's back. So Duncan got two today, and we'll get into the rest of it obviously because tomorrow they're all, when this podcast comes out, all your Easter eggs are gonna be half price, people. So get to the shops.
That's such a good point.
Okay, so I got this one first of all from Kat's mum and dad, and it is called Divine. It's a hazelnut Easter egg.
Oh damn!
Here. It's gone.
I love how it's not there. It's just an empty box.
It was there. It was there. It is now in pieces.
That's so
and
good.
most of it has already been consumed.
It's an empty
hanging
box.
about.
I love that you've presented an empty box.
I'm presenting an empty box just so you can see it. But these are actually the Oxfam Easter eggs, apparently. Apparently Oxfam make Easter eggs now. Not only do they make Christmas cards, now they're moving on the Easter egg market. I'm not sure how Cadbury's will feel about that. But
who knows?
It
also says vegan, so it's not cow's milk.
Vegan, but I don't know.
How did it taste? Has it changed you? Do you feel like you've got powers now?
That's it. Yeah. No,
Scott Pilgrim vegan powers.
Scott Pilgrim vegan powers. No, that's the thing. Like, it says it's vegan, but it does say may contain milk, gluten, egg, soya, and other nuts. So
that's
at this point, between
false
the egg and the
advertising.
milk, I'm not really sure it is vegan. So it tasted like real chocolate. And I have had one of these free from Easter eggs before, and they are just like, I don't know if sort of it tastes like a free from Easter egg tastes like despair. Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Like it just tastes like sadness.
It's missing things like milk and sugar.
It's just missing all the good things. It's just there's no happiness in that box.
No. So is it just the one you got this year?
No. Because then I also got. It's not really an Easter egg, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's a Stormtrooper head from. Speaking of Star Wars, a Stormtrooper head from Marks and Spencer's.
That is the most badass thing I've ever seen.
So these are funny story behind these.
For audio listeners, just before Duncan goes in,
like for audio listeners,
picture a Stormtrooper head, except it's made of chocolate.
Yeah, it's made of chocolate, and it's got the accents are all done with white chocolate. Now, the funny thing is, the actual mold is a scaled down from a replica of a Stormtrooper helmet.
That's awesome.
So it's actually to scale, which
That's
is impressive.
So good.
Marks and Spencer's for me, and we'll get into this in a second. Marks and Spencer's for me do fantastic chocolate, like genuinely. Their Easter eggs are stupendous, and they have like Cat got one that was a koala on a tree.
Cool.
And they did like what else did they do this year? They did like a giant Percy Pig one this year, which is a bit strange. But usually they have like a giant chocolate dinosaur that comes with like chocolate mini eggs, as it's like dinosaur eggs.
Which makes more sense than a rabbit.
Which makes more sense than a rabbit.
Why would a rabbit give you eggs?
It's the story. It's Easter. It's the story of Christ, and yet the chocolate dinosaur, Marks and Spencer's chocolate dinosaur, is pretty damn good. So yes, very excited for that. But the question is, what does make a good Easter egg, though?
What does make a good Easter egg? Let's get into it.
I think obviously it has to be the correct size. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, that Stormtrooper helmet's quite a good size. Like,
you've got the generic size of like maybe two handfuls.
Two handfuls, yeah.
Like maybe about
Trying
20
to
cent.
visualize this to
I know.
radio to audio listeners with our
Like-
hands. That's working really well.
20 centimeters in height
20
and
centimeters. Yeah.
maybe 10
10
centimeters in
10 meters wide. Yeah.
diameter or
Now,
circumference.
it can't be too thin. The chocolate's got to be like decent thickness because otherwise it's just going to shatter into a million pieces when you hit.
Yeah.
Do you like break open the Easter egg, like try and like twist it? Do you like try and get it into halves? Like I usually
Not
just
at
punch
all.
it
Yeah,
I just
I
batter
straight up go into it with a fist.
with a fish. Just fist it.
I usually
Just fist it
don't
like
even take it out of
breaks.
the wrapping. I keep the tinfoil on.
No, you have to keep the tinfoil, otherwise all the bits
Yeah.
are going to go everywhere.
That's the logic behind it. Tinfoil on, give it a good smack, and then
Give
go
that a
to,
good smack.
and then go to town. But yeah, I think because you get a few, you get like these, you get the handful ones that we talked about. You get tiny ones. We got you know how Lint also does the rabbits that are
Yes.
like hollow.
Yeah. Well,
Lucy's
they're quite
mum,
thick. They're like thick in points. There's like
Yeah.
thick chocolate in like the neck,
the neck
region.
and the feet. Yeah,
The feet, yeah.
like Lucy's mum gave us this like pack of Lint balls, Lint rabbits, and Lint eggs.
Bloody hell.
So it was like this like multi pack
Yeah.
of like miniatures.
Yeah.
And that's gone. That's been tanked and it's gone somewhere. Which is why I still have my eggs to eat because I ate way too much chocolate already.
I ate too much chocolate.
But they were really good. But the eggs again, just too small. I want more.
More.
And then
More.
And then you get the eggs that are like giant eggs that are far too big.
Yeah, I
And
saw
like,
a couple of them.
I feel like Cadbury's are guilty of that. Like they just go, look at this big one that you can get.
Well, we were talking about this because we're talking yesterday, and we're saying that depends what you're looking for because it also depends what comes with it. Because if you got like a toffee, if you get like a mini egg Easter egg, right? It's usually an Easter egg, which is about average sized, and you get like a pack of mini eggs with it.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's not really that great. It also depends how much you like the chocolate as well. But then if you got like a toffee crisp Easter egg that came with like an egg, two full size toffee crisps,
Nice.
then you're like, all right, okay. Now we're talking. There was one I saw in Tesco the other day. It was a peanut butter Kit Kat one. It was obviously a Kit Kat chocolate Easter egg with two giant peanut butter Kit Kat chunkies.
Oh,
I was like, that's the dream. But
that
then,
is the dream.
But then there's also the ones that come with mugs.
That is
So
very
our good
true.
friend Boehner collected all those mugs for a while.
What a
And it's
loser.
like, so then you want ones. hey, they're worth something to somebody. But it means that you get like you can get like a dairy milk one, there's like a Kit Kat one. So some of them do come with mugs. You're like, oh, is that a better Easter egg? I
I
don't know.
can't get over that. Painter used to collect them.
He did collect them. I remember being when we were sharing the flat, and he had like, the mini egg one, the Cadbury's one. It'd be lovely.
Oh, that's where he got them all from? Kit
They're
Kat
all
mug.
Easter egg
and a-
mugs.
What a loser.
You shared them as well. You know the mugs I'm talking about.
I do know the mugs.
They're all Easter egg mugs.
We
They're all
both
from
lived with
Easter
them.
eggs. They're all from Easter.
Oh,
But then
I forgot about mugs.
I got an Easter egg the other, like, was it last year I got an Easter egg? Or was it the year before? Where I got one and I smashed it and there was Smarties in it.
Oh yeah, I've seen that as well. Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, now we're talking.
That was discreet because
Like-
you open the box and you're like, oh, it's just the egg. I don't want just the egg.
No, you don't want just the egg.
I want with
Like,
the
that's
egg.
the sort of thing. That's the sort of thing you get from like my work gave out Easter eggs one year.
Lucky.
And it should lucky, but it's not though. 'Cause it's clearly the ones that just bought from like the pound shop, which are literally just the egg,
Oh yeah.
and they're about 5 centimeters tall.
It doesn't tell you what brand of chocolate it is. It's just a chocolate egg.
It's what do you call it? Is it the Lutz chocolate? Is that the name of it?
I couldn't tell you.
Utz. Is it UTZ?
Oh right, yeah,
maybe?
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of these ones that's just like it just says it on the back. You're like, oh, okay, this is cheap. This is
This is a £5 Easter egg.
£5 is expensive for an Easter
Is
egg.
it?
I was thinking, yeah, like
I've
that
not bought one
stormtrooper
this
helmet.
year,
Was,
so I
that
don't know.
stormtrooper helmet was £5.
Oh right, nice.
A Kit Kat one in Tesco was £3. The
Yeah.
peanut butter.
I'm pretty sure some of the expensive ones I saw in like Morrison's was £15.
Well, you have one with your name on it, Rory. How much
was
do you
like-
think that cost?
Oh, who knows? I'm not even going to ask my mum about that.
I'll just Google it right now.
But then, talking about the chocolates that are involved within the egg,
Yeah.
Are you prefer them being like Kit Kat chunky rather than a Kit Kat, or rather than like, you know how you get like miniature, you know when they say they're fun sized but they're not fun, it's just small.
No, they're not fun. They're not fun. They're just
They're
they
like,
were fun when you were like 5. They're not fun
yeah,
anymore.
they call them fun size so that they, you know, there's 5 of them in there, and it's like, no, I want 2 regular Mars bars. I don't want fun sized Mars bars that you can get from like a celebrations box.
Well, that was what that was literally one of the things that someone said. It was, you know, if you got a toffee crisp, if two people in the same, if like say you and your brother and you
Yeah,
both got the same size Easter egg, right? But one of them had, let's say, Smarties in it, and one of them got uh like a tube of Smarties or two
yeah,
tubes of Smarties, and the other one got a toffee crisp one with 2 full size toffee crisps in it. Who do you
that
think's
person.
lucked out there?
Toffee crisp
Toffee
wins.
crisp. If you got a double decker Easter egg, right, you wouldn't have to eat for a week.
This is true. The
You don't
the
have to have any
nougat,
more sugar.
the nougat, and the marshmallow is just too much.
I just went on the Thornton's website and all the Easter eggs are half price
Already, are they really?
already. Yeah.
That's so good.
Half of them are out of stock though, so it doesn't really. Oh no, yeah, most of them are out of stock, except like the dark chocolate and mint one. So I'll let you figure
There's a
that one out.
surprise.
There's a surprise. Definitely gonna be hitting up Tesco tomorrow though.
Oh, absolutely.
Have a little
Tesco's is the one place that I found a Reese's Pieces egg, which
Reese's.
imagine.
Now, what did you get with it? Right? Is it like Reese's peanut butter cups in there? Is it like those
Yeah,
mini
so
things?
I never checked. What I just really, really hoped for was that it was just one massive Reese's Pieces in the shape of an egg. So just like so much
Just
peanut
a
butter.
solid lump of peanut butter.
That would be so good. You just munch on it like an actual boiled egg. It's like a big cream egg, but instead of sugar, it's
That would be now. Imagine the sugar tax on that. A giant cream
oh my
egg,
god.
like
Lucy
an
loves
ostrich
cream eggs
egg.
as well.
And
Or the
cream eggs are a bit
Cadbury's one. You
smaller.
know when Cadbury's did the Cadbury's caramel eggs, like a cream egg.
No. Oh yes, I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
imagine
No, I
that.
do. I do. I do.
Imagine that in a Easter egg size. That's a winner, or that just makes you feel ill.
I see you're gonna make you feel ill, and like your teeth will just fall out,
Yeah.
like in your sleep after you eat it all.
Or you'd be
Uh,
absolutely buzzing. You'd have to go on like a run.
oh, so much
Or
sugar.
like hit the gym.
Hit the gym, and then you fall into a massive sugar coma.
Yeah,
If you don't, just diabetes.
that'd be good.
Oh my god, it's just the chaos. I mean, a peanut butter. That's the thing about Easter eggs, though. I mean, you want decent thickness to the chocolate, otherwise it's pointless. Like it's just.
Yeah.
I'm like thinking back to those like some of the Cadbury's ones, but then some of them are saying that chocolate's now so expensive to make that they like make the eggs thinner and stuff like that.
Really? Because of the sugar tax?
Yeah. Maybe or just chocolates, cocoa beans, stuff like that are pretty spenny.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Very
But no,
interesting.
I never actually got a close look at the Reese's Pieces one. I think if I was to take a guess,
Uh-huh.
it was probably filled with the teeny tiny Reese's like cups
Well,
that were
the
like
tiny little,
they're like covered in cling film, and then they've also got like a little
yeah.
cup holder. Rather
Yes,
than what I would prefer is 2 packs of the
of the big
big
ones.
3-piece Reese's Pieces.
They actually do bags of Reese's Pieces. You know, you go to I'm gonna call them a cinema bag for want of
Yeah,
a better
I know
word.
what you're on about.
But you can get Reese's Pieces that are like that in a cinema bag, and it's literally no wrapper. They're just
Oh,
mini Reese's Pieces. That's deadly.
that is deadly.
That's a deadly bag of sweets.
If that was in a Reese's Pieces egg, that's a winner for me.
Yeah, crack it open and then it just all those tumble out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what else would be a great Easter egg? A Munchies Easter egg.
Munchies.
Munchies. That's the one that's like a biscuit, a little tiny bit of caramel.
Oh yeah, it's like the
chocolate
chocolate
squares.
biscuit version of Millions.
Yes, it's like chocolate biscuit. It's like kind of like a biscuity Rolo.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Oh,
Those are
giant
good.
Rolo. Like what they
Giant-
should do is
giant
make Easter
Rolo.
eggs instead of just Easter eggs. It should just be giant versions of like a particular sweet. So like
In the
just
shape of an egg.
No, not in the shape of an egg. Just like a
All
giant
right.
Rolo. Just
Oh,
a giant
man.
Rolo.
Imagine an Easter egg, but with the insides of an arrow.
Oh, like a
Bubbles.
whisper as
Yeah,
well.
like a big bubble.
Oh my god, I don't know how that. I don't know how I'd feel about that.
Like an
Could
arrow
be worse.
mint
You could
egg.
be worse. Could be a crunchy.
Oh my god, I think that would break your teeth.
You would be able to eat it.
Oh my god,
It'd
yeah.
just be pure. It's
You'd
like
be at it with a
pure blood
chisel.
sugar.
Imagine punching
Just
that. You'd break a knuckle.
imagine not realizing it was.
Just smash.
What happened? Imagine going to A&E. It's like, what did you do? I punched my Easter egg,
There's a disclaimer on the box
and
saying,
it was
warning,
a crunchy.
warning, this Easter egg is all crunchy. Don't punch.
It's not all crunchy. But then the problem is, you'd punch an arrow one. It's full of air, and it would just implode.
Just, crash between everything.
There's no actual chocolate. It's only 70% chocolate. It's like, no, it's less than that because actually it's majority of it's
It's
air.
full of air, yeah. Oh, that's
And then
so
you just
good.
get back to a regular Easter egg by that point.
Yeah. And then what about the ones you reckon have you seen the Haribo ones? So you're getting
Oh, I
the
don't know about
mix
that.
of a generic chocolate egg that is debatably good. And then but then again you get these fun-sized packs of Haribo. You get like 3 of them that you would get in like a Halloween bag.
I don't think Haribo should be doing Easter eggs. And
I
the
don't think they
reason I
should
say
either.
that, I don't think they should because I don't
Their
think.
Haribo's holiday is Halloween.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think that chocolate and gummy. Like, this may sound like a heresy to some people, but chocolate and gummy don't go together. And it's like that. The Cadbury make that like marvelous creations thing, which would probably be a Wonka bar in another day and age.
Yeah.
Some sort of Willy Wonka. Remember when Cadbury? Someone did own Wonka. We used to get Wonka chocolate.
I think it was Galaxy or something.
Was it Nestle owned it or something? But like, we used to get Wonka. Remember Nerds and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you got Wonka chocolate bars.
Ah, yeah, because they were part of Wonka, were they not? Nerds?
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to remember who owned Wonka. Nerds definitely are part of Wonka. But
Probably
so
Disney.
Wonka chocolate bars, right? And then you start to you see the Cadbury's marvelous creations, which you think to yourself, I'm pretty sure that would have been a Wonka chocolate back in the day, and it's chocolate with like gumdrops in it, and I'm like, I'm not sure about that. Multi-taste, like different flavors of gumdrops as you're eating a bar of chocolate.
Yeah.
Like that's psycho level.
That's not very good.
I don't know. Like, what kind of like that's I'd stay away from people that eat that.
Yeah, I would too.
That terrifies me. But imagine eating a bar of chocolate. Imagine eating your Easter egg and there's just random gummy bears in it.
Yeah, I know.
The texture change alone would make you be like, oh, what is going on?
Chocolate, but it's also chewy.
It's also like gummy and chewy, and like the chocolate's melting in your mouth as you're
It's
still trying to
chocolate,
chew your
but
way
also
through a fried
fruity.
egg. Yeah,
Some sense of fruit
taste of
sensation.
cola. Whereas
That's awesome.
Haribo by itself,
Perfect.
pleasant.
Amazing. Give me
very pleasant.
Give me a party mix any day. Give me those
Imagine-
little men from a party mix. Absolutely.
Like little man, do you?
I do like little men in a party mix.
In a party mix. Oh wow, that's a story for another podcast.
Yeah, I reckon that'll do it. Do you wanna out of all the that we've talked about, what makes a good Easter egg, Duncan?
I think it needs to be either
Egg
if it's
size.
by itself. It needs to be egg size. You're talking like 15 centimeters, maybe 15 to 20 centimeters.
2
You're looking
handfuls.
at, 2 handfuls. Yeah, 2 good handfuls. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 good handfuls. 2 good handfuls wide. If it's by itself, you want good chocolate. So it needs to be slightly better chocolate. I like the M&S chocolate, but that probably just made me posh. I don't know. I don't know. I like the M&S one, but it depends on your type of chocolate, I suppose. I think the key is avoid the fun size. I think we both agree, avoid the fun size bars.
Yep.
If you don't have any allergies, then avoid the free from stuff.
Because even though if it says vegan,
even apparently the Oxfam ones say vegan, but apparently they contain milk and eggs. So, swings and roundabouts. That's not going to help. I think you want one with like full size bars. I think we can agree on that.
Absolutely.
Full size bars. And
sure.
if those bars can have some heft to them. So we're thinking toffee crisps, double deckers, Mars
No.
bars.
Yeah, Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. Although we should write to Reese's Pieces now and be like, if you don't make a Reese's Pieces egg next year,
Yeah, full Reese's,
we're
full
really
peanut butter.
disappointed. Full peanut butter egg, and we'll pay the £10 or whatever it's going to cost.
Exactly.
We might have to come down to your part of the world where there's no sugar tax.
I know.
Just illicit trade in Easter eggs.
Yeah, one of the benefits of living in England.
Yeah. That and your booze is cheaper.
Is it really?
Yeah, because we have minimal pricing on alcohol. I don't know if you have that.
Amazing. Anyway,
Fun times. Anyway, leave it there.
Leave it there. That'll do it for this week. Thanks everybody for listening. If you want to contribute to the topics that we've talked about, you can find us on all the socials by searching for That's Class Pod. Let us know what else you find class. We'll probably put it in a future episode, but if we disagree with what you find class, we probably won't.
We won't.
It's up to us, you know. You can also catch our faces, like Duncan said, on YouTube. If you want to listen to this all again, but apparently in visual form, put the faces to the voices. Instantly regret that decision.
Yep.
But if you do, leave a comment, leave a like, share it with your friends, lie to them, tell them that they'll enjoy it, and then that they might listen. But yeah, big thanks for listening. Another big thanks to Stuart Hosking for the intro music. We're very, very happy with how that's sounding.
Yes, well done, Stuart. It's fantastic.
And we hope everyone has a super day and you've had a super Easter.
Yeah.
Say goodbye, Duncan.
Oh, goodbye, Duncan.